Hello, Biology 245. This is Dr. Walthall. I was coming in to give you a quick overview about your practicum on next week. But as I read my inbox, I saw that students were still having a few bit of troubles with APR, knowing where they are, what the quizzes look like. And in general, exam 1, I needed to kind of address. So we'll start with the top and move down. So since exam 1 just got taken care of and we are there, I wanted to note that there seemed to be a few bit of bumps in the road on that exam. I hope now that did help you, though, understand the intensity that you need for the class. That particular chapter actually should have been, that particular exam should have been a review for everybody. And so I wasn't expecting too many problems with it. So I must admit I was surprised. I'm hoping, though, you kind of now see how questions go, how the flow of the test will go, and how you want to pace yourself. I think a lot of times students get into the mindset that it's an exam that's taken at home. I have my book, and therefore I have plenty of time. And that is definitely not the case. I must reiterate over and over again to you that you have to study. My hopes and dreams is that Learn Smart helps you do that. It does tell me that the majority of you are engaged in it, and so that should have also helped you in just orienting yourself when you were taking the exam. All in all, I've noted that the exam had a few bumps, and I'll look into that, but for the time being, I really want you all to buckle down now. It's time to really get serious about it and give the class the amount of time that it needs in order for you to really make the grade that you want to make. So now that I've gotten the exam out of the way, I wanted to talk about APRs. So Anatomy Physiology Revealed, the quizzes. I've had students kind of not still know where they can find the quiz or taking the wrong quiz. So let me just say your quizzes are in two places. First, you can find your quiz in your modules. So just like the module for this week, it'll have the code for you to put into APR, and then it'll have the quiz for you to take after you've gone through and looked at the list of items that I thought would help you in studying that particular part of the body. So this one is the pectoral girdle and lower limbs. So you would go into APR with this code, look through that list. Once you thought you had really understood all of the things in that list, you then come here and click on quiz and take the quiz. And that's for all 3 APRs that you have this week. So you take the quiz for PG and LL, and then this quiz for UL, and then VCTC. So this is where the quizzes are located. Another place that you can find the quiz is if we go over into your Connect. And I know some people prefer to do everything in Connect. Some people will do it in Canvas. Either way, there's all the same information. So you should be able to find it, no issue at all. I'm not sure what's, it's probably because I already have it. Right, so if you're in your Connect, you'll see those same quizzes right here and the exam you just took. Once these things have passed, I begin to put them in these folders. So for instance, if you are like, well, have I ever taken an APR quiz? The one she's talking about, you can now go into this folder and see all the quizzes that should have been taken by now. If you're concerning with the Learn Smart, which is just going through the chapter of the book, then you will go here, and all of the Learn Smarts that we have done or completed are here. So these two will eventually move here, and those APRs will eventually move into the APR quizzes. I did this reorganization hoping it would help. And then looking at the post-lab quiz that we have when we have lab once a month, those quizzes will then move themselves to here. So I'm doing this just to try and help you organize and find things. So if you are having a hard time really doing the modules in Canvas, everything you're looking for is also in your Connect. So there are 2 places that you can find those quizzes. So please make sure you are taking the right quiz each time. So now let's talk about APR itself. Anytime I say APR, as I've told you before, I am speaking about this here, Cadaver Dissection Tool, which is really a launch of the Anatomy and Physiology Reveal, which is APR. So anytime you think of APR, I've said it before, you should be like, oh, she's talking about that cadaver tool. So you want to click on it. Then you want to go into this to then look for your labs. I don't know. It says that I am not logged in. Okay, so when you click on the Cadaver Dissection Tool or APR, you'll find yourself here. And so, as I've said previously, and trying to explain it one more time, you want to click on the green button for Mine. Then you want to add the codes that I've given you. I've now, as you see, I already have mine here. I've added a code for the PGLL, VCTC, PG, and UL. So when I get ready to do either one of those, so today we'll go for this. All I had to do is ask for it to add the list and then hit OK, and we go. So because I've already added those lists, it is here. So I will go look for the list. And now I can select the module that I'm looking for. For this one, it is going to be the skeletal module. And now you'll see a list of items. The first thing you'll see is the list. Once you click on something of the list, say like the acromial end of the clavicle, when you go back, it will have checked mark that in the list itself. So I'll look at clavicle. That's knowing what a clavicle looks like. Looking at the tubercle of the clavicle, and then the sternum end of the clavicle. So just by going through this APR, I'm able to then view all of the items that I have listed as something that should have your attention, that you should go through and see and view. And once you have done all of that, what you want to do then is go back to your module, and you want to take the quiz for that. So that's how APR works, is that you go through, you do a module in My, then you come over and you go and take a quiz. Never do you are you required to take the quizzes that are inside of the APR. So I think a student may have been clicking on quiz here, and then they were conducting this and asking it to do a quiz for it. And it will, because this is a study tool. It is set up to create a lab quiz for you. So many questions it'll ask, and then it'll start doing things like this. So for a study guide or self-assessment study tool, this is great to do the quizzes, but these are not the quizzes that I get grades for. The only quizzes that I get grades for happen to be the quizzes that are here. Again, I said you can find them in your module, or you can find them on the home page of your McGraw-Hill Web Connect site. So I think that is it. I wanted to cover the exam, wanted to cover the APR, where you can find that, and then wanted to talk to you about your quizzes. I will do another short video to just explain how the practicum will go. I do want to say this: the practicum is open one day only. It'll open on early Saturday morning and close late Saturday night. So sometime on that Saturday, you want to find time to go ahead and take the practicum. It is different from all the other things that we do where I give you the entire week to do it. That one really requires you to find some time on that Saturday to take it and be done. All right, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.